guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spotlight, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2018 season. It is Monday, we are kicking off again for the second week with this Charizard, with this Yanmega team. We did the Sunday review episode yesterday, so the team builder review episode after playing the games last week. We looked at some things that we needed to change. We did those last night. If you haven't seen it, just check out the link above up there and you'll be able to check that out and see what changes we've made, what we're going to do going forward this week. But just to recap, the team is Charizard X, Yanmega. We've got Tapu Bulu now in for the Kartana, it gives us terrain control. We've got the Milotic, we've swapped out for the Rotom Wash. It didn't really perform too well last week, unfortunately. We've got a ground type user replaced from Tyranitar into that Crocodile, keeping the Intimidate. And then we've got a really odd pick at the end. The Toxicroak offers us Fake Out support, gives us a really good rain matchup, and it keeps the Fake Out Helping Hand support that we had before. Gives us a poison typing as well, which is really nice. So offers us a little bit different. And like I said in the team review episode yesterday, guys, it's just, you know, I could have put Landorus in here. It would have been really easy to put Landorus in, but like I keep saying, I keep getting comments saying, can you use something other than Landorus Theory? And it'd be nice to see another ground type user. So this is the reason why we've got the Crocodile in here. It does offer us a bit of a better option as well against Trick Room stuff as well. We've put Roar on it. It's got the Dark type and it's got the Dark Aim as well. So we can get around Intimidate by just Helping Hand, kind of negate the Intimidate drop and still nuke stuff like Cresselia and potentially move it from the field, as well as Oranguru and other odd, you know, Trick Room setters that we see in the format going forward. So hopefully it does us well. I've had a few games with the team so far and I've been really enjoying it. So hopefully the episodes this week will be really good. As always, do subscribe to the channel, do leave a like if you enjoy the content, and do, more importantly, leave your comments down below to let me know what your thoughts are on the changes, what you're looking forward to seeing in the team, and what you feel about how the team has performed after today's episode, obviously, because I do love hearing from you guys. And what we'll do, we'll be playing this team for the rest of the week, and then we'll assess things at the end of the week and see where we're going from there. So, without further ado, I am just all ready, kitted up in my Flinch Squad wear for all you Flinch Squad members out there. And remember guys, if you would like to grab any Flinch merch, we have this new line out at the moment. It is the hashtag Flinch Squad line. So we have the white tee, we've got the black tee, which looks it looks amazing. We've got phone cases now and socks, so got everything to represent and be a full-fledged member of the Flinch Squad. You can hop over to the Teespring website if you'd like to grab one of those. It's in the description down below, and if you do, make sure you send me a picture because I'd love to feature it on our Instagram. You can obviously get involved in our Instagram page and keep up to date with all of the nice photographs and everything like that we put up, and it is on the overlay. Obviously it's at Flinched Clothing, and you can follow on there. Give us a follow because there will be a big, huge giveaway for a massive Flinch Squad goodie bag coming up in like the next 2 weeks. So if you're on the Instagram, you'll be able to get involved with that competition and hopefully grab yourselves a massive bumper pack of Flinch Squad stuff to represent the Flinch Squad. So we have the first opponent of the day, Ken, running a team of Regirock, Tyranitar, Cresselia, Incineroar, Tapu Fini and Meowstic. So we're looking at definitely a Trick Room team here, I would imagine, more than anything. There's no Tailwind support on the team at all. The Meowstic obviously has Fake Out as well as the Incineroar, so there's double Fake Out support to really help my opponent get that potential Trick Room. I would think get the Trick Room set up. What else is there? There's just double Rock. The Regirock's going to get the boost as well as the T-Tar and the Sandstorm. We don't really have any ways to get around that, but both being physical type attackers as well as that Incineroar, Intimidate is probably quite useful here. Milotic can be quite nice here, especially if the Incineroar is brought, just to proc that ability. I do like Tapu Bulu here as well, so I think we're going to include Tapu Bulu Milotic in this game. We want to try and get around the so we've kind of outlined as well the Crocodile. So I don't know if we bring the Charizard here, to be honest. We could go Toxicroak we could go Crocodile, we could go Tapu Bulu, and we could go Milotic. So it's like all new members of the squad featuring in this episode. It seems a bit weird not bringing the Charizard or the Yanmega, but I think we'll be alright without them. Just need to play around carefully around the Incineroar more than anything with Tapu Bulu, but other than that, Tapu Bulu has like really good time here, especially if we can support it well enough with the Intimidate support. We've got Fake Out support of our own. Do need to be a little careful with that Meowstic, but I don't know yet. We're not going to see the Incineroar come out straight away because of the Milotic that we've got on our side of the field. Right, now we get the Intimidate off with our Crocodile, which is not important at all for these two special attackers here. Now we could potentially go... Meowstic's probably going to outspeed at Toxicroak, so we might be better off just trading Fake Outs here and going for a cheeky little Crunch. Or we could go for a Roar into the Cresselia, just in case Toxicroak gets faked out. It's not a bad idea, is it? We'll roll the Cresselia. The thing is, there could be double Intimidate, double Trick Room here, which would not be ideal. We're going to see the Tyranitar switch in. Makes me think that the Meowstic might be the Trick Room user here. Should not be ideal. So we're just going to... Yeah, there's no Fake Out coming from the Meowstic. It looks like it's probably going to go for a Trick Room. Ooh, it's actually gone for a Reflect. Okay, so that kind of benefits my opponent massively. We'll be able to roar out this Crocodile. And then what we're going to see... Regirock. So at least we know everything that my opponent's got. There's no Incineroar here, so Milotic's ability is not going to be able to be procced too easily, and we've got all physical attackers except for the Milotic, but that's not too problematic. I'm going to bring in Milotic now for, or do I keep... The thing is with Toxicroak, it could take a Psychic attack from the Meowstic, which we don't really want to lose Toxicroak just yet, so I think I will bring in Milotic right now, and I think, what will we do? Do we just go for a Crunch into the Meowstic? Yes. There's always a possibility as well. Right now, the Regirock, I'm sure it gets something like Superpower, so it could go for Superpower into the Crocodile, but again, it's going to feel a little bit threatened, so, oof, we're going to see an Ally Switch. Okay. Gotta love Meowstic, pulling out all the pranks to user. We will get the Crunch into the Regirock. It does absolutely nothing, and Drain Punch coming back out into our Crocodile, taking us down to about 50% damage, which isn't ideal, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Because we've got Milotic in now, I feel like Crocodile has a pretty safe switch into Tapu Bulu. Going to resist any Drain Punch coming onto it. We are putting a bit of pressure onto the Regirock, and the Meowstic's not really doing much other than like supporting the team members. It's not really offering too much offensive threat, so Tapu Bulu should be pretty safe coming in here. If we can get a burn as well onto that Regirock, would be really nice. We'll be able to get our Grassy Seed activated with our Milotic, boost our defenses, which is also very nice. We're going to see the Regirock just protect from any Scald. And a Light Screen come out. Okay, so double screens from that Meowstic. We know it's got Light Screen, Reflect, Ally Switch. Okay, so I think I'm just going to lock in, because we're scarfed with Tapu Bulu. I think I'm just going to lock into Horn Leech with Tapu Bulu, and I'm going to just double into that Regirock slot. The thing is, one thing is that I feel like an Ally Switch could come out, so just to cover my bases rather than double into it, I'm going to go Horn Leech into the Regirock, and I'm going to just Scald into that Meowstic slot in case we see an Ally Switch. Ooh, Meowstic going to switch, we're going to see Cresselia come in. I mean, if we can get a burn anywhere here, it's going to be very nice. Horn Leech into that Regirock, the Reflect is up, so we're not going to be doing as much damage, but that is really good damage regardless. We're going to see a Weakness Policy activate, which is not something we want to see at all, and a Scald come out into the Cresselia, which, is that a crit? Yes it is, and a Stone Edge. Oh, disastrous, that Weakness Policy activating is just taking that type of Bulu down, which is not ideal at all, but It's not the end of the world for us. Not just yet. We can bring the Crocodile in. And get an Intimidate onto that Regirock, which is always going to be nice. Oh, of course, it's got Clear Body as well, so something else to think about. I think with the Reflective as well, Cresselia probably takes a crunch. I'm going to switch Crocodile straight back out into Toxicroak, and then we've got use of the Fake Out if we want. I feel like at this point of the game, like we need Crocodile to deal with Cresselia, and then Milotic potentially can deal with everything else itself. I'm going to see Cresselia probably go for that Trick Room now. As we do go for the Scald into the Protect onto the Regirock. I'm going to see a Trick Room set up from Cresselia. And the Sandstorm does subside. Everything does get a little bit of health back. But we are kind of free. We get our Sash back with the Grassy Terrain and Crocodile, so that's good. And we can go for a Scald Fake Out into the Regirock, which is alright. Unless we see another Ally Switch, which would be perfect, wouldn't it? We love Ally Switch on the channel. But the Cresselia might not have it. No, we're not going to see it this time, I don't think. We do get the Fake Out. We're going to stop the Regirock getting an attack off, which is always good. SOHK going to be into, the Milotic slot. So, Toxicroak going to live to attack another day. Scald, if the burn we get here is going to be huge for us. We get it! Flinch Squad! Strong burn. Excellent. So we negate the weakness policy boost, which is excellent for us. To be honest, really good. And we can just Scald into that slot again. That should be enough to take it down. And the SOHK, I would imagine, probably comes out. We'll go back into Crocodile here. Like I say though, if we lose Crook here, it's a little bit risky because we lose Crook in this situation. It's going to make dealing with the Cresselia a little bit more awkward. We're not going to get the Intimidate on the Regirock, which we need because of the Clear Body, obviously, but it's just for the okay, Stone Edge coming out into Milotic, which we take because of the burn. SOHK into the Crocodile, which we kind of expected, and the Scald will be enough to get rid of the Regirock. So that's the big threat gone. My opponent said we've got to worry about the Tyranitar. It's probably Mega Tyranitar, and the Grassy Terrain does disappear from the field, but we are still in Trick Room. We've got to remember that. So I wonder if we see the Tyranitar. It makes sense to bring that in right now, but we could switch right back out into Man, look at that, what my opponent's got. They've got Reflect, the Light Screen, Trick Room, 2 turns. Is it Mega T-Tar? It has to be Mega T-Tar. Probably, I want to say it's fast as well. I'm going to go for a Recover with Milotic, and I'm going to go now. No. I'm going to switch Crocodile out into Toxicroak. Crocodile's so important here because you got Meowstic, you got Cresselia, you got T-Tar. Crocodile does well against like all of them. So keeping the Crocodile is going to be like really, really key for us here. See what this Tyranitar does. It Mega Evolves. We're just going for a Recover with Milotic here. Because of the Grassy Seed boost, we should be able to take an attack from the T-Tar. There's an Ice Beam into the Toxicroak slot. Yep. And Recover. So we are underspeeding it in Trick Room, which is nice. So, see what this T-Tar goes for. It's a Rock Slide. Now, Crocodile being part fighting will resist this. It's still going to take a little bit of damage from it, obviously, but we do get that Fake Out to utilise this next turn if we would like to, which is always a nice option. What is nice is if we can stall out the Trick Room, it does mean that when you got 1 turn, it does mean that our Cross Chop from our Toxicroak could be enough to take down the T-Tar as well. I'm going to just Scald the T-Tar with Milotic, and I'm going to just Fake Out the Cresselia here. We could lose Toxicroak to a Rock Slide, but at the same time, we're not going to see that because it's going to switch out, so that's fine. We'll just get a Fake Out into the Crest and a Scald into this Meowstic, which isn't going to do massive damage, but all the damage is very nice all the same. No burn this time around. Okay, so the dimensions turn back to normal. I think I don't really want to touch the crest at this point because the sand damage we might activate a Super Berry. So I don't mind a Trick Room being set up. I'm just going to go for another Scald, and I think I'm going to go for a Gunk Shot into the Meowstic as well with Toxicroak. Because at this point, oh okay, Ally Switch coming out. We're going to proc a Berry for sure. There's the Gunk Shot. We're going to do what we didn't want to do. Wow, it still does a good chunk of damage, doesn't it? Actually, no Berry as well, so that's super nice. Unless I missed something earlier on in the match. It hasn't got a Berry. So we are able to take down the... and the light screen wears off. Okay, so if we can hit a Cross Chop into the T-Tar, we should be able to pick up the KO. We've got to worry about Ally Switch, but my opponent's going to be in that kind of trap situation where do we go for it or do we... I think as well I might want to recover with Milotic. We're pretty low on health at the minute, and like taking a Rock Slide would probably put us in range for another Rock Slide. I'm just going to Cross Chop into the T-Tar. If we lose Toxicroak here, then we are going to be able to... okay. Going to continue, just mash that Ally Switch button, which is, I guess, fine, but we do avoid Dragon Dance coming out. Okay. I mean, we're still not in the worst position at all. Like, Toxicroak doesn't go down here. We'll be able to stall at the sand. We'll be able to get Crocodile in as well this next turn to negate the Dragon Dance boost on the T-Tar. And the Meowstic's not really putting on any pressure at all. Like, offensively, it's just this T-Tar. One thing we could do is Icy Wind, which might not be a bad idea, to be honest, just to negate the speed boost as well with the Dragon Dance. And we'll get Crocodile in. We don't really care at this point then if they go Ally Switch, because the Icy Wind being double target attack kind of just ignores that completely. So I doubt we see Ally Switch here though. Oh, we're going to see Gravity. We're going to see Stone Edge come out, are we? Possibly. Ooh, just Rock Slide. Going for the flinches, fishing for those flinches. No flinch, and we do get the Icy Wind, so that's super nice. We get rid of that Dragon Dance. The T-Tar's just expended. I'm going to continue going. The Sandstorm does disappear as well, which is nice. So, I think I'll go for another Icy Wind, and I feel like the Meowstic probably doesn't Ally Switch here. I'm going to go for a Z-Crunch into it just to get rid of it. Yeah, okay, what we're going to see. Goes for a Reflect. And that makes sense more for, it was either going to go Reflect or Light Screen, but probably more Reflect, and that's kind of why I went for the Z move here. Rather, it might seem wasteful to doing it, but because of the Reflect, as long as we go for the Z move, like it probably takes a crunch from that range with the Reflect up, whereas with the Black Hole Eclipse, we kind of guarantee just getting rid of it, which is going to allow us to lock up this game, to be honest. This has been a long game. This has been like a really long game, and sometimes it's like, it's not always how you kind of want it to pan out, but at the same time, it's not always the worst thing in the world, is it? Okay, I think what we'll do is just cycle out Crocodile. I'll go for a Scald. We're going to end up sacking Toxicroak, but at this point, it's not the worst thing in the world because we'll be able to cycle that Intimidate once again with Crocodile, which is always very nice. And there's always a chance if we can get the Scald off. Okay, we're going to see another Dragon Dance, which, like, we don't mind at all, do we? Because we've got the Fake Out pressure the next turn. And it's likely that T-Tar probably protects on the Fake Out pressure as well. Scald's doing huge damage. And we pick up the burn, so that seals the game for us. I don't think it matters right now, the burn. It just makes it a little bit easier for us to play around. So I'm going to just recover and I'm going to bring Crocodile in. It's lightning my opponent, I'll just forfeit here though. But as I say, I don't think the burn matters at this point. We have 3 Pokemon left. We've got Intimidate to cycle around to neutralise the Dragon Dancers, and Melodic defensively boosted up, so my opponent would need a ton of flinches to win the game. But very good game for my opponent. We kick off with a win, so that's always very nice, isn't it, guys? And we'll jump straight into game 2 because we are on the clock. And I don't feel I went too overboard at the start. Normally I'm like ba 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 ba, and then we waste about 10 minutes talking about different things that are happening on the channel, different Flinch Squad stuff, different Patreon stuff, all that sort of jazz. But I didn't really do that today, so it just shows how long that match was. We've got Dean as our next opponent, playing a very cool team, just because of 2 Pokemon that are integrated into it, in that Terrakion, the Tapu Fini, the Landorus Therian, the Whimsicott, the Charizard, and the other very cool Pokemon, the Empoleon. So need to be a bit careful with the Empoleon because it has access to that Defiant ability. It is going to be there to put off potential Intimidate users and things like that. The other thing that we need to be very careful of and mindful of in this game is the Whimsicott and Terrakion, because that beat up strategy there is going to be extremely annoying for us to deal with if we get locked into that. So what are we going to do to get around that? I feel like what can we do? Speed control. Like Tapu Bulu's like actually really good here. Melodic's not bad. Or do we just go Toxicroak and... Okay, we need to like really hurry up with everything here, I think. Let's go Tapu Bulu, let's go Toxicroak, let's go Milotic, and let's go Charizard. And we're leaving Crocodile. Seems a bit crazy, but I really don't like playing like the whole Wimmy Terrakion thing. It's always like a guessing game, and if you get that guess wrong, the match goes downhill super quickly. You've got to try and do everything you can to try and prevent the beat up strategy coming off. We're not going to see that though. That's fine to start off with, at least. You know, you've got to worry about the Charizard maybe having access to beat up as well, and that Empoleon switching out into Terrakion. That's always something that you need to worry about a little bit, but we don't need to worry about that right now. You can go for the Wood Hammer into the Empoleon, play it straight down the line, and we could just fake out the Charizard if we would like to. It's not putting us in a great position going into the next turn now, is it? Because the Charizard pretty much will be putting a lot of pressure on Bulu going into the next turn, for sure. And I don't really expect like he would leave the Empoleon in just to take a Wood Hammer, but we can adjust going into the next turn from here if that is the case. Obviously Toxicroak doesn't like, because it's got the Dry Skin ability, it doesn't like. We're just going to see the Charizard protect here. Going to see fake out into that Charizard. Wood Hammer. We are going to get it off into the Empoleon. This is pretty nice. We get a quick KO, which is always good. Take down the Empoleon. And we aren't revealing that we're scarfed either, which is always nice. We're going to see Landorus come in, which is a free switch for my opponent. And Charizard free to kind of just fire off a fire type attack here. We could preserve. I mean, one thing we could do is Wood Hammer and Helping Hand Wood Hammer into the Landorus. That'd be kind of nice. We'll probably lose both Pokemon though, doing it. So it would give us a free switch in. I don't think we need to worry about the... Yeah, we get a free switch into Charizard Melodic, which is pretty good. I think I'm happy enough doing that right now. Yeah, so let's do it. I mean, if we get the Landorus here, I mean, that makes a Charizard coming in, like, just love life, really, doesn't it? So, depends how this Landorus is EV'd, obviously, as well. Because in neutral, this just cancels out the Intimidate drop, pretty much. I'm going to outspeed everything. There's an Earthquake coming out. Because the grassy terrain's up, though, we're not too worried about that. Like, Toxicroak will take it, Tapu Bulu will take it all day long. But the big thing is, like, just getting rid of this Landorus, which would be huge for us, wouldn't it? And we do! Excellent! Like I say, though, we are going to lose both our Pokemon, but it's kind of worth it in the end. Tapu Bulu actually avoids. Oh my gosh. Tapu Bulu Ninja. We do lose Toxicroak, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's not really, is it? It's fine. Toxicroak did an outstanding job there with its support, and we will bring in... we just bring in Charizard, don't we? Or we could bring in Milotic and leave Charizard. No, we'll bring in Charizard. It's just if the Terrakian's the last Pokemon. That's Tapu Fini. So we'll see the we're gonna see the Misty Terrain go away. I think what we'll do now is switch out Tapu Bulu. We'll bring in Milotic, and we will go for a Mega Evolve, and we will a Dragon Dance. We don't need to worry about Intimidate. We'll be able to get the Dragon Dance off pretty free, and then that Thunder Punch becomes pretty powerful. And then we've always got Bulu to bring in right at the end of the game if anything happens to either Milotic or Charizard. We can just check out Rock Slides, Wood Hammers, or just assess how our board position is when we need to bring it in right at the end of the game. But pretty sure that we should be able to just deal with what's out on the field with just Charizard and Milotic right now. So should be fine, guys. Should be fine. So we are going to see Charizard outspeed everything already. That's good. We might see a Tailwind come out. I don't know. I don't suppose we will. I'd see a Heat Wave more than anything. Yeah. Just to get rid of that Bulu to protect the Finny. And are we going to see a Muddy Water? Okay. So you know you normally don't want accuracy drops on your Pokemon, but if Milotic gets one, which it doesn't, it would have been great, wouldn't it? So I think what we'll do is we will just Scald into the Finny, and we'll go for that Thunder Punch into the Charizard. It should be enough to take it down. +1 Thunder Punch, and we should be able to wrap this one up pretty easily. Like, all we need to do is get rid of the Charizard, and Bulu, when it comes in, is going to be more than capable of dealing with that Tapu Fini, and it will result in a second win. So that's really good. That's positive, isn't it? Because last week, every game when we played on the channel, we went every day 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. But it's nice to come into it today, and pending any crazy situations, we're going to be able to pick up 2 wins, which is always nice, especially after making the changes. It shows that the changes that we kind of identified actually work and can work. And even though, like, some people might be like really skeptical about like Toxicroak in the team to start with, it actually performs the role really well. When you look at the format as well, the things that, like, you look at the format, like Kangaskhan at the minute, they predominantly run like quite slow and bulky, so that means that Toxicroak is going to be able to outspeed, get a faster fake out, and support that way. Also has fighting type attacks that can hit Kangaskhan, hit Heatran, hit Kartana. Like, fighting is a really good stab in this format, and it's just not utilised really half as much as it probably should be. And it performs that role well. It performs exactly the key things that Hitmontop did last week, barring the Intimidate, the fake out support, the helping hand support, to support your Yanmega, to support the other things in the team. So very good against my opponent. I'll stop my little rant about how good Toxicroak can be, and it's never going to be one of the top tier Pokemon. It's never going to be a top tier Pokemon just because of its stats, just because of its typing, but it doesn't exclude it from being able to form a niche role in the team, and doesn't stop it being viable. So in certain situations, we've seen it do well today, and I'm sure we're going to see it do well for the rest of the week, guys. So that is that. That's all I'm saying. But we're going to wrap things up now because we're nearly at 30 minutes, which is spot on, right on the money. But I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, guys. As I said earlier in the episode, do leave your comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on today's games. be great to hear what you're thinking towards the team and things like that. And I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back for another episode on Wednesday. We'll be doing a stream tomorrow evening over on our Twitch channel. We'll be playing the team that we built as a community. We did a second team builder stream last Thursday, so we'll be playing that tomorrow evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yep, as I say, we'll be back on Wednesday. Have a great evening, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to watch this content. I hope you enjoyed it as always. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time of day it is. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. And Flinch Squad, stay fresh, and I will see you all on Wednesday. So until then, bye-bye!